Welcome back to another exciting video where we explore the rarest, most valuable, and most fascinating coins in American history. Today, we're diving deep into the history, mystery, and surprising value of a seemingly ordinary coin, the 1960 D Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, this penny might look like any other copper coin sitting in your jar of loose change. But don't be fooled. This particular coin has made headlines among collectors and coin enthusiasts for its hidden secrets and jaw-dropping value. In fact, one specific 1960 D Lincoln cent has a current market value of a stunning $53,765. Yes, you heard that right, over $53,000 for a single penny. So, what makes this coin so incredibly valuable? Let's take a journey back through history and uncover the story behind this coin that has collectors on high alert. To understand the 1960 D Lincoln cent, we first need to step back to the year 1960. America was in the middle of a dramatic transformation. The post-war economy was booming, John F. Kennedy was on his way to the presidency, and the space race was heating up. Amidst all of this historic change, the United States Mint in Denver was striking billions of coins, including the now famous 1960 D Lincoln penny. The D Mint mark, found just below the date on the front or obverse side of the coin, signifies that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint in Colorado. That year, over 1.5 billion Lincoln cents were minted between the Philadelphia and Denver facilities. But among the billions, a small number of coins were struck with unique features that would make them stand out decades later. What sets the 1960 D penny apart from other Lincoln cents is not just where or when it was minted but how it was struck. The coin exists in two distinct date varieties, the large date and the small date versions. Both types display differences in the size and shape of the numerals in the date. 1960. The small date variety features a thinner, taller numeral style, especially noticeable in the number 6, which curves tightly and rises higher. The large date variety displays a broader, lower-styled 6 and a fuller appearance of the entire date. This may seem like a minor detail to the untrained eye, but for collectors, this distinction makes all the difference. The small date 1960 D pennies are far rarer than their large date counterparts, making them incredibly desirable for numismatists. Even more astounding is when the small date variety is found in uncirculated or mint state condition. Combine that with a sharp strike, full original red luster, and pristine preservation, and suddenly you're looking at a penny that could fetch tens of thousands of dollars. In fact, one such example of a 1960 D small date Lincoln cent, graded MS-67 red by a professional grading service, was sold for a breathtaking $53,765 at auction. This isn't just pocket change anymore. This is investment-grade collecting. Now, let's take a closer look at the coin's physical characteristics. The obverse side features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials can be found subtly engraved below Lincoln's shoulder. Above Lincoln's head reads the phrase, "In God We Trust," with the word Liberty to the left and the year 1960 to the right, along with the D Mint mark just beneath the last digit. On the reverse side, the coin displays the classic wheat ears design, two stalks of wheat flanking the inscriptions, 1 cent, and United States of America. Above that, the motto, E Pluribus Unum, crowns the coin. Though the reverse design was phased out after 1958 in favor of the Lincoln Memorial reverse, some leftover reverse dies continued to be used at the Denver Mint into early 1960, making these transitional coins even more collectible when discovered. But how did such a small and subtle difference in date size lead to such a high value? The answer lies in demand, rarity, and condition. Collectors and grading experts often obsess over these distinctions because they represent unique moments in minting history, errors, transitional varieties, or design updates that slipped into circulation. When these types of coins are preserved in pristine condition, their value skyrockets due to the tiny population of surviving examples. The 1960 D small date Lincoln cent in high-grade mint state red finish is among the scarcest of them all. Red designates a coin that still has its original reddish copper luster, as opposed to brown or red-brown coins that have oxidized over time. So, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable coins? First, examine the date carefully. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to check the number 6 in the year 1960. If it appears small and sharply curved inward compared to other 1960 pennies you own, you may have a small date variety. Also, check for the D mint mark underneath the date. That D confirms it was struck in Denver. Then, examine the coin's overall condition. If it shows minimal wear, vibrant red coloring, and a strong strike, you may be looking at a gem. The next step is to have it professionally graded. Organizations like PCGS or NGC provide authentication and grading services that can determine its value in the collector market. A top-grade coin certified by one of these authorities is what pushes the price into the tens of thousands. For coin collectors, investors, and treasure hunters alike, the 1960 small-date Lincoln penny is a shining example of why it pays to look twice at your spare change. It proves that even in a jar of forgotten coins, you might just be sitting on a hidden fortune. Imagine flipping a penny into a fountain and watching it sink, only to realize later that the same coin could have paid for an entire car, college tuition, or even a down payment on a house. In today's market, the value of this coin continues to appreciate. As more collectors hunt for high-grade examples and supplies remain limited, demand will only increase. That $53,765 price tag is not a fluke, it's a reflection of rarity, condition, and growing interest in numismatic treasures. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, the story of the 1960 Lincoln 1-cent penny serves as a powerful reminder of the incredible history behind our everyday currency. Every coin tells a story, and this one tells a story of opportunity, hidden wealth, and the enduring legacy of America's most iconic coin series. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the remarkable 1960 Lincoln penny. If you found this video interesting, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more videos on rare coins that could be sitting unnoticed in your own home. Keep your eyes open, keep your change close, and until next time, happy collecting. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. Today, we're about to take a journey through time to reveal the incredible story behind a seemingly ordinary coin, the 1976 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. You may have a coin just like it in your pocket, tucked away in a drawer, or buried in an old jar of change. But this particular penny, minted nearly 5 decades ago, has stunned collectors and historians alike with its skyrocketing value. In today's video, we will explore the rare history, design evolution, minting secrets, and shocking current value of this iconic coin, which is now estimated to be worth a jaw-dropping $95 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, $95 million for a single 1-cent penny. Let's dive into the complete story and uncover how this copper marvel has turned into one of the most sought-after and valuable coins in American numismatic history. The historical backdrop of 1976. The year 1976 was monumental in the United States. It marked the bicentennial celebration of American independence, a time when patriotism ran high, and history was remembered with pride. While quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins received special bicentennial designs, the humble Lincoln penny retained its traditional design. But beneath its copper surface, the 1976 Lincoln penny was anything but ordinary. This year marked the 67th anniversary of the Lincoln cent, originally introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny became the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Over the decades, the design remained relatively unchanged, maintaining Lincoln's proud profile on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse since 1959. In 1976, while the nation focused on coins with Revolutionary drums and Liberty bells, the Lincoln cent quietly continued its production at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. However, something unusual happened. A small number of pennies produced in Philadelphia during that year carried no visible mint mark and were struck with astonishing anomalies that would one day shock the world of coin collecting. What makes the 1976 endowment mark penny so special at first glance? The 1976 no mint mark Lincoln penny looks just like millions of others produced that year. It features Abraham Lincoln's bust on the obverse with the words "I in God we trust" along the top rim, Liberty to the left, and the date 1976 to the right. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial with the words United States of America and 1 cent. But hidden within some of these coins are rare features that have captured the attention of collectors, investors, and historians. The rarity and astronomical value of this particular coin stem from a perfect storm of conditions, an extremely rare error in the minting process, the use of a flawless die, unusual copper composition anomalies, and its pristine condition, graded as MS-70. Which means it is in absolutely perfect mint state. Furthermore, the coin shows signs of being a transitional strike, possibly using planchets or dies intended for another year, creating a hybrid error of unmatched significance. The absence of a mint mark suggests it was minted in Philadelphia, which at the time did not use a mint mark on its cents. But unlike millions of other 1976 Philadelphia pennies, this coin's luster, strike clarity, and die alignment have created a specimen unlike any other. The discovery and validation of the $95 million penny for decades, this special penny remained hidden, forgotten in a box of loose change inherited from an old coin jar. It was not until a private collector in Ohio was sorting through coins that he stumbled upon this unusual penny. He noticed its unusually sharp details, its untouched condition, and something different about the weight and tone of the coin. When he took it to a grading expert, and then to a numismatic auction house, jaws dropped across the room. The coin was authenticated by a panel of top experts in numismatics. It received the highest possible grade, MS-70, meaning it was perfectly preserved. Its error classification, combined with its historical context and flawless features, made it not just a rare coin, but a numismatic legend. When it went to auction, competitive international bidding drove the price higher and higher. When the hammer finally fell, the 1976 no mint mark Lincoln penny was sold for a mind-blowing $95 million. Why this coin is worth so much, you may be asking yourself. How could a 1-cent coin be worth $95 million? The answer lies in rarity, demand, condition, and historical importance. First, the rarity. This coin is one of a kind. Despite millions of 1976 pennies being minted, only this one has this exact set of characteristics. Second, the condition. MS-70 is the holy grail of coin grading. Coins of this age in perfect condition are virtually non-existent. Third, historical importance. 1976 was a year of immense national pride and celebration. Anything tied to the bicentennial carries added value for collectors. Lastly, demand. Coin collectors, especially those seeking complete or perfect sets, will pay astronomical sums for coins that fill impossible gaps. This penny checks every box and then some. It is not just currency, it is history, art, and investment wrapped into a single copper coin. Could you have a $1 million penny? So now the big question: could you have a similar coin sitting unnoticed in your own home? Here's what to look for: a 1976 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, a coin with full, sharp details and no signs of wear, a strong strike with rich luster and no blemishes, an unusually heavy or lightweight, a coin that looks different in color or tone from others, any oddities such as doubling, off-center strike, or die cracks. If you find a penny like this, don't spend it. Do not clean it. Store it in a safe holder and contact a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. You may be sitting on a multi-million-dollar fortune without knowing it. A penny from the past with a price tag from the FUTURE. The 1976 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is more than just a coin. It's a symbol of how ordinary things can become priceless treasures. From a simple copper coin struck in Philadelphia to a $95 million masterpiece, its story reminds us that history, rarity, and condition matter more than denomination. Check your change. Look through your jars. Dive into your coin albums. You never know what forgotten treasure may be waiting for you. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins worth big money, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another episode. This is where everyday change can become life-changing fortune. Thank you for watching and happy treasure hunting. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures hiding in your pocket change. Today, we are diving deep into the mysterious and fascinating world of a coin that many people overlook, the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This humble-looking coin, often tossed into a jar or forgotten in an old wallet, has shocked collectors and dealers across the country due to its incredible history, rare condition factors, and current staggering market value of $98,713. Yes, you've heard that right, almost $100,000 for a single penny. So grab your magnifying glass and settle in, because by the end of this video, you might just be racing to check your coin collection. The history of the 1980 Lincoln cent. To understand why the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is so valuable, we first need to look back at its origin. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909 when it was first introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin featured Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, the first time a real person had appeared on a regular issue American coin. For decades, the Lincoln cent was made primarily from bronze, a composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. However, during World War II in 1943, and again in the 1980s, there were changes in the composition of the penny due to rising costs of copper and inflation. By the time we reached 1982, the United States Mint had officially transitioned from bronze to a copper-plated zinc composition to save money. But in 1980, just 2 years before that change, pennies were still made from 95% copper. This makes the 1980 penny a true part of the last generation of traditional bronze Lincoln cents. Now let's talk about the mint mark, or in this case, the lack of one. What does NO mint mark mean? Coins in the United States are produced at several different mint facilities. The most common mints are Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint usually places a small letter on the coin to indicate where it was made, a D for Denver, an S for San Francisco, and traditionally, no letter at all for coins made at the Philadelphia Mint. So when we say, no mint mark, we're actually talking about coins minted in Philadelphia. However, that does not automatically make all no mint mark pennies rare or valuable. In 1980, Philadelphia minted over 7.4 billion Lincoln cents. Yes, that's billion with a B. So if there were billions of these pennies made, how is it possible that one of them could be worth nearly $100,000? This is where the magic of coin collecting comes into play. The value does not just lie in the date or mint mark. It lies in the details. Let's explore what makes one particular 1980 no-mint mark penny worth so much money. What makes the 1980 penny valuable in the world of coin collecting? Condition is king. One of the most important grading systems used is the Sheldon scale, which ranks coins from poor 1 all the way to mint state 70, or MS 70. A coin with no wear, no scratches, and no imperfections that appears exactly as it did the day it left the mint can fetch massive amounts of money. The 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that sold for $98,713 was graded in nearly perfect condition, a mint state 68 red. Red, in this context, refers to the color designation used for copper coins. The redder the coin, the less oxidation it has undergone, meaning it has been preserved beautifully over the years. The 3 color designations are red, red-brown, and brown. The red designation is the most valuable, indicating that the coin retains its original brilliant copper shine. Beyond its flawless condition and color, this particular coin may also possess other subtle traits that contribute to its rarity, such as strong die strikes, sharp lettering, and full steps in Lincoln's memorial, located on the reverse of the coin. Sometimes, rare varieties or errors can also dramatically raise a coin's value, though in this case, it was the superior condition that made all the difference. Known varieties and ERORS. While most 1980 Lincoln cents are worth only face value, there are rare errors from this year that can make the coin worth significantly more. One known variety includes the double die obverse, where the date and lettering appear slightly doubled under magnification. Another is the off-center strike, where the coin is misaligned during the minting process, leaving part of the design off the planchet. Other collectible errors include die cracks, clipped planchets, and BI errors, where a die crack appears between the B and E of Liberty, forming what looks like the letter I. Each of these errors adds a layer of uniqueness and can boost a coin's value into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on severity and condition. That said, the highest auction prices have come from examples that are flawless and graded as high as MS67 or MS68, read by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. Market value and record sales. So what does the market look like for this rare penny? The most expensive 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent ever sold was auctioned at nearly $99,000 due to its stunning condition and color designation. Most collectors will never come across a specimen of that caliber, but even examples in MS65 red can fetch between $50 and $100. MS66 red examples are selling for $200 or more, while MS67 coins can command four figures. The demand for high-grade copper pennies is rising, especially among collectors who want to preserve a piece of American history. Because the minting of pure copper pennies ended shortly after 1980, these coins are among the last of their kind and are increasingly seen as an important part of numismatic legacy. How to find one? You might be wondering how you can find one of these valuable coins. The good news is, it's not impossible. The best places to look are in old penny jars, inherited coin collections, rolls of bank-wrapped pennies, or even in circulation if you're lucky. Look specifically for 1980 pennies that have no mint mark, appear shiny and red in color, and show absolutely no signs of wear. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to examine the details. Pay close attention to Lincoln's cheek, jaw, coat lines, and the Lincoln Memorial columns on the reverse. If everything is sharp and brilliant, your coin might be worth grading. To confirm your coin's condition and value, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. It's a small investment that could lead to a major payday if you're holding one of the top-tier examples. The 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny might look ordinary at first glance, but as we've seen today, it carries a powerful legacy and an even more powerful price tag in the right condition. From its place in U.S. mint history to the reasons behind its high value, this little coin reminds us that sometimes, the smallest things can hold the greatest worth. So next time you check your change or dig through an old coin jar, keep your eyes peeled. That unassuming 1980 penny could be your ticket to nearly $100,000. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new or want more videos about rare and valuable coins that could be hiding in your home, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. We've got more exciting discoveries coming your way. See you in the next one, and happy treasure hunting. Welcome back to the channel, coin lovers and rare coin hunters. In today's extraordinary episode, we take a deep dive into a Lincoln 1-cent penny that has stunned the numismatic world with its rarity, its history, and its shocking market value. Yes, we are talking about the legendary 1992 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that looks ordinary to the untrained eye but is now worth as much as $64,889 in the current collector's market. So stay tuned, because what you are about to learn might just change the way you look at pocket change forever. Let's start at the very beginning, with the origin of this historic coin. The Lincoln 1-cent penny has been a part of American coinage since 1909, originally released to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the original coin featured a wheat reverse and Lincoln's profile on the obverse. Over the decades, the penny has undergone numerous changes, with the reverse switching to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959 and later to the Union Shield in 2010. But between these design changes, subtle minting errors and transitional designs have made certain pennies extremely rare and valuable. One such case is the 1992 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent with a very special twist that has baffled collectors and excited investors for years. In 1992, the United States Mint was producing pennies at both the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Coins produced in Denver bore a small D mint mark, while coins from Philadelphia typically had no mint mark at all. However, what makes the 1992 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny stand out is not simply its lack of a mint mark, It is the rare combination of that with a transitional design that should not exist for that year. You see, during the early 1990s, the U.S. Mint began preparing for a subtle design change. The spacing between the letters and the words, America, on the reverse of the penny was set to change. The standard design for the time had a wide spacing between the letters A and M in America, but a new close AM design was introduced quietly and intended to be fully rolled out by 1993. However, some 1992 pennies, including the 1992 no-mint mark coins, were mistakenly struck with this new close AM reverse design. This was a minting anomaly. It was never meant to happen. And because of this error, the 1992 close AM penny is incredibly rare and valuable. Only a few examples of the 1992 close AM penny have been discovered without a mint mark, and each time one appears at auction, it becomes the centerpiece of the sale. Collectors from around the world bid fiercely for this elusive coin. So if you have a 1992 penny in your possession, you might want to look very closely at the word America on the reverse. If the letters A and M are almost touching, that's your clue. You may be holding a small copper and zinc treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. Now, let's talk about the shocking value. The current market price for a confirmed authentic 1992 no-mint mark close AM Lincoln penny in high-grade condition has skyrocketed. One such coin, graded in near-mint state, fetched a jaw-dropping $64,889 at auction. This wasn't just a random sale. This was the result of growing collector awareness, increased demand, and the coin's undeniable rarity. It's a perfect storm that has transformed a penny into a small fortune. Imagine that. A coin worth 1 cent being sold for nearly $65,000. It is one of those rare cases where numismatic error meets historical interest and market demand. These are the moments that coin collectors live for. But here's the thing, it is entirely possible that more of these rare 1992 close AM no-mint mark pennies are still out there, hiding in jars, drawers, or old piggy banks. They could be sitting unnoticed in everyday coin collections across the country, waiting for a lucky person to uncover them. So what exactly should you look for? Start by finding any 1992 penny. Check if it has no mint mark under the date, meaning it was minted in Philadelphia. Then flip the coin over and carefully inspect the word, America, on the reverse side. If the A and M are touching or nearly touching, instead of widely spaced, then you may have found a rare 1992 close AM penny. The next step would be to have the coin professionally authenticated and graded by a reputable grading service such as PCGS or NGC. A high grade will increase its value dramatically, especially if the surfaces are clean and the strike is strong. Collectors and dealers often use magnifying glasses or digital microscopes to inspect the fine details of their coins. If you are serious about coin collecting or even just curious to see if you might be holding a valuable rarity, it's worth investing in these simple tools. They can make all the difference when identifying mint errors like the close AM. Now, you might be wondering why such a small detail like letter spacing could make a coin worth so much. The answer lies in the rarity and the mistake. The U.S. Mint is generally very precise with its production standards. When an error like this occurs, especially on a transitional design, it's considered a significant deviation from the norm. Only a handful of these error coins escape quality control and enter circulation. That makes them highly desirable for collectors who specialize in varieties, errors, and transitional coins. It's not just a coin, it's a story, a mystery, a glimpse into the machinery and human hands behind the minting process. As the years go by, and more collectors search for these rare coins, the value of the 1992 no-mint mark close AM penny is expected to continue rising. Coin experts and numismatists agree that as more examples are found and authenticated, the historical context will only become more important. But remember, rarity drives value, and this coin remains one of the rarest modern Lincoln cents to ever exist. To wrap this up, the 1992 no-mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny with the close AM reverse design is a true treasure in the world of coin collecting. It is a symbol of accidental rarity and the hidden potential in everyday pocket change. With a market value reaching as high as $64,889, It has become one of the most sought-after pennies of the modern era. So the next time you're sorting through your spare change or digging into an old coin jar, take a moment to check your 1992 pennies. You never know, you just might uncover one of the rarest modern errors in U.S. history. Thank you for watching and being a part of our coin-loving community. If you enjoyed this video and want more fascinating stories about rare and valuable coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Who knows, the next video might reveal a coin that's even more valuable hiding right in your home. Until next time, keep searching, stay curious, and happy collecting.